It's a new era, DC Comics, and well, another new era. I feel like we've only just finished the last one. Rebirth is happening. What do you think of it so far?
Alex, I'll pass it to you.
It's good. It's good. I've never got on with DC Comics before. I've mostly been a Marvel reader. I tried to pick it up at Convergence last year and it didn't quite work. So Rebirth's a really good place for me to pick it up. I'm enjoying reading the books, picking up the backstory as well, particularly with the Rebirth issues before the issue ones. And yeah, it's what I've been looking for a while because it's pretty daunting coming into a publisher like DC completely clean.
Yeah,
You, Scott?
I'm really enjoying it. Obviously, Flashpoint caused the New 52. Then I didn't read much of the New 52, and then Convergence last year I gave it a try, and I was like, I don't care about any of this. Um, I'll just be honest, but Flashpoint's really grabbed me, and the issues we're going to talk about today were really good, and Green Lanterns was also really cool. So that was a pretty good one.
yeah. So I was going to say, like, the actual, for me, 52, the new 52 stuff was kind of hit or miss. Some of it I really liked, but I feel like they kind of jettisoned a lot of the stuff in DC Comics that I was interested in. I think a lot of fans ended up feeling that way. But it was great for new readers because they didn't know any of this shit and they kind of needed to understand a lot of the nuance of the stories they were telling. So, I mean, it's a really hard balance to strike in a serialized medium where you want to appeal to old and new readers. It's just a challenge that we're constantly having to rethink the approach to. Rebirth, the one shot, to me was exciting because it kind of did both things. It was like a merger of old and new, and it was Jeff Johns' last comic issue for the foreseeable future, and he's one of my favourite writers, and he did a great job of it. Did you guys both read like the one shot that he did with where Wally comes back? And
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's running around the town. Yeah,
yeah,
it was really good.
that was. There was some good feel moments in there. That punched me in the heart a couple of times. But what do you think about the direction of integrating the Watchmen universe?
It's nice to see because obviously, if you've listened to our last podcast, someone really likes Watchmen. Don't know who it is. Um, might be me. So it's really good to see that it's a part of it all now, and also the movie's still really good apart from the ending. Yeah, I like Watchmen. I'm happy to see them in the bigger scheme of things.
Yeah. What do you
I
think,
think it's a good
Alex?
thing.
No exposure to Watchmen at all before,
Oh, you're missing
so
out,
it
dude.
I didn't even register for me. I've got such a backlog on stuff I'm reading at the moment. Can't think about going back to Watchmen just yet, but it is on my list of things to do.
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely on the list.
I've got these mixed feelings about it. Like, I love Watchmen, and but I know what Alan Moore will think about this, and he's probably just he might blood might start spurting out of his ears at any moment. But it is an exciting idea. The way they did it is I thought really weird. Like the badge. So Alex, for you and anyone who doesn't know about the Watchmen, the badge with the blood on it is like from the opening scene of the book, where the comedian kind of gets killed, and this badge that he wears comes loose, and it's got blood on it. And it's like the imagery that starts the book off. But why that badge somehow became embedded in Batman's cave wall, I
Yeah,
will never ever be able to comprehend. Because the only people that means anything to are the readers. It doesn't even mean anything to the people in the Watchmen, really.
yeah,
Rorschach finds it on the floor, and it's like, oh right, the comedian's dead. But it's such a contrived way of winking at us. It just felt out of place. But everything else about it, I was kind of like, this could be really interesting. The sad thing is that the guy who masterminded it has fucked off to get to a better job working for DC Films. So how much and how well it's going to be executed now is a cause for speculation. So I'm kind of tentatively excited, I would probably say. What's your favourite books from it so far, Alex? Have you been reading much?
Yeah, I've read the majority of the Rebirth ones, and then working through the issue ones now. Really enjoyed the Arrow.
I've heard that's good.
Arrow, up until recently, has been one of the best shows for me to watch. And there's a nod there to the TV fans as well when the Canary show's back up again, which I really appreciated. Um, you'll hear my views on that later on. But I did really enjoy it because it was back to, because I started off watching the Arrow. I've never read any of the old comics, and it's like watching the first season of Arrow again. Obviously, it's different people.
Yeah.
Oliver doesn't have a beard, and the characters are completely different. But
Yeah.
it's a nice hark back to how it should be in the TV show, and I enjoyed reading that.
Cool. What's your favourite book so far, Scott? Did you mention Green Lantern earlier?
Green Lanterns was awesome. I like the Spectrum Wars they did. That was cool. Like I've always been a fan of Green Lantern. The idea of being like, oh, I can put on a ring and make anything I want is really cool to me. And the movie wasn't so bad either. No, it was terrible. But what's really got me is the Flash. I really enjoyed Rebirth one of the Flash.
Wow, we'll get into that.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, I mean, Green Arrow is a smart one to try and align more with the TV show, because that's a great way to get new people on board, is show them something they're familiar with. Green Lantern has, I think, got a harder road ahead because there's so much mythology behind that series by now. I mean, Johns did about 7 years run on the book that was it was so involved. It added so much to it, and then a team of other people. Who did that? But was it Vendetti, someone like that? They carried on doing other crazy shit, and I don't even know what's been going on for the last few years. So it's a bit continuity laden, that one. So if they've managed to start off well, then that's a good sign, because it's a book with a lot of potential. I mean, comics are all about doing things that you can't do in any other medium, being imaginative, and just the only limit you've got is the skill of your artist and the imagination of your writer. And Green Lantern's great because he can construct anything, and it's in space. You can go at any planet. It's like a limitless landscape. So it's always nice when that book is firing on all cylinders. So I'll probably have to check that one out myself.
Yeah, definitely.
The dichotomy they've set up between the two characters as well in the Lanterns is really good. You've got two quite polar characters working together, which is it's looking promising for the future.
Good.
Quite interesting prospect.
Good.